Maya lived in a small town by the river. She was a teacher at the local school, and every day she woke early to prepare her lessons. She loved her students and treated them like family. Her life was simple, and she found joy in little things. The laughter of children, the morning sunlight on her window, and the quiet evenings with a cup of tea made her feel calm. Maya was also pregnant. She had learned about her baby only a few months ago. The news had surprised her, but she accepted it with courage. Being a single mother was not easy, but Maya was determined to give her child a happy life. She rented a small apartment near the school and worked hard to save money for the baby. One morning, while sorting the mail, she found a letter that looked unusual. It was in thick cream-colored paper with a heavy wax seal. The handwriting was elegant and careful. Maya felt curious and nervous at the same time. She opened the envelope and read the letter carefully. The letter said that a distant relative, someone Maya had never met, had left her a Victorian estate. The estate was large, old, and beautiful. It had tall towers, wide gardens, and many rooms filled with antiques and old furniture. Maya could hardly believe her eyes. She read the letter twice to make sure she understood it. At first, she felt a mix of fear and excitement. Moving to a large estate was not something she had ever imagined. It sounded like a dream from a storybook. She thought about her small apartment, the quiet streets of her town, and the little shop she visited every week. Now suddenly a huge house and unknown land were hers. Maya decided to see the estate herself. She wanted to know if it was real before she told anyone. She packed a small bag and traveled to the location mentioned in the letter. The journey was long, passing through winding roads, forests, and small villages. With every mile, her heart beat faster with curiosity. When she finally arrived, she saw the estate in the distance. The house was enormous. Its walls were made of old stone, and the windows were tall and narrow. The towers reached toward the sky. The gardens were overgrown but beautiful. Wildflowers and tall grass covered the paths. Birds flew across the sky, and the wind whispered through the trees. Maya felt a mixture of wonder and nervousness. She walked up the stone path to the main door. The wood was dark and polished, with carvings of flowers and animals. The door creaked as she pushed it open. Inside, the house smelled of old wood, dust, and a faint scent of flowers. The floors were made of polished wood, and the walls were lined with paintings of people in old-fashioned clothes. Maya explored the main hall first. The ceiling was high, and light from tall windows filled the room. A large staircase led to the upper floors. She could hear her footsteps echo as she walked. Every room seemed to tell a story. Old furniture, delicate chandeliers, and heavy curtains added a sense of history. She imagined the lives of the people who had lived here long ago. As she walked, she discovered a study tucked behind a heavy curtain. The room was filled with shelves of books, maps, and papers. Maya's eyes widened with curiosity. The books were old and smelled of parchment. Some were about history, some about science, and others were diaries. On one table, she found a large map of the land around the estate. The map had unusual marks in red ink. She did not understand them yet, but they looked important. Maya spent hours in the study, reading and examining the papers. She felt a strange connection to the place, as if it was calling her to discover its secrets. She realized that the estate was not just an old house. It had a story that waited to be uncovered. As evening approached, Maya looked out of the tall windows. The garden outside was bathed in golden sunlight. She imagined herself walking through the paths with her baby in her arms someday. The thought made her heart warm. She realized that this inheritance could change her life in ways she had never dreamed. Maya decided to spend the night in the estate. She found a room on the upper floor with a large bed and a window that looked out over the gardens. She unpacked her bag and sat by the window. The wind moved the branches of the trees, and the sky turned pink with the sunset. She felt both small and important, as if she had stepped into a new world. During the night, Maya could not sleep. Her mind kept thinking about the estate, the maps, and the hidden rooms. She felt as if the house was alive and waiting for her to explore. She decided that tomorrow she would look at the estate more carefully. There were many doors, many hallways, and perhaps hidden secrets. She wondered what she might find and what it could mean for her future and the future of her child. The next morning, Maya woke early. She dressed quickly and went to the gardens. The estate was even more beautiful in the sunlight. Birds chirped in the trees and the grass sparkled with morning dew. She walked along the winding paths, looking at the statues, fountains, and old benches. Some parts of the garden seemed forgotten, with vines growing over stone walls. Maya felt like an explorer discovering a lost world. After walking, she returned to the house and started to explore the upper floors. The rooms were large and filled with furniture covered in white sheets. She lifted the sheets and saw armchairs, tables, and cabinets. She opened drawers and found old letters, jewelry, and photographs. Each item told a story of the people who had lived here. Maya felt connected to them even though she had never met them. While exploring, Maya found a small door behind a bookshelf. It was hidden and almost invisible. Her curiosity grew. She opened the door and found a narrow staircase leading down. The stairs were made of stone and looked very old. A cool breeze came from below. Maya realized that the estate had a basement, but this was not an ordinary basement. She felt a shiver of excitement. Maya took a deep breath and started to descend the stairs. The light from the upper floors faded and the air became cooler. When she reached the bottom, she found a large underground room. It was filled with old crates, barrels, and boxes. Dust covered everything, but the room had a strange feeling of importance. She walked carefully, noticing markings on the walls and floor. The red marks on the map from the study came to her mind. Perhaps this was connected. She opened some crates and found old tools, stones, and pieces of metal. They looked ordinary at first, but Maya sensed that there was something more. She remembered the words in the inheritance letter, which mentioned that the estate had value beyond its beauty. Could these objects be part of it? Her heart beat faster with curiosity. Maya spent hours examining the basement. She did not know that this was only the beginning. The estate held secrets that were hidden for generations, and she had just started to uncover them. Her life and the life of her baby were about to change in ways she could not imagine. She felt a mix of fear and excitement, but mostly she felt hope. Hope for a new beginning, for a safe home, and for a life filled with possibilities. As night fell, Maya returned to her room. She sat by the window thinking about everything she had seen. The estate was more than a house. It was a place full of history, mystery, and promise. She knew that the coming days would bring discoveries that could change everything. Maya was ready to face them, and she felt stronger than she had ever felt before. Maya closed her eyes and imagined a future where she and her child lived happily in the estate. She felt a calm determination. Whatever the secrets of the estate were, she would find them. She would protect her child and create a life full of love, safety, and adventure. She drifted to sleep with a sense of excitement for the days to come. The morning sun filled the estate with warm light. Maya felt a renewed sense of curiosity as she prepared for the day. She had explored much of the house yesterday, but the hidden staircase in the study haunted her thoughts. She was certain that the estate held more secrets, and she wanted to uncover them. Maya dressed carefully and made her way to the study. She examined the map once more. The red markings seemed to indicate areas around the estate that were unusual. Some marks were near the gardens, while others were deep in the surrounding woods. Her heart beat faster as she traced the lines with her finger. She knew that she needed to explore outside as well. First, she decided to revisit the basement. She descended the narrow stone staircase and stepped into the cool, dim room. She walked slowly among the crates and barrels, looking for anything she may have missed yesterday. Dust covered everything, but as she moved one crate, she found a bundle of papers hidden beneath. She opened them carefully and discovered old documents that looked like journals and letters. Maya sat on the cold stone floor and began to read. The letters were written by her distant relative. They spoke of discoveries made on the land, unusual stones and minerals that were buried deep beneath the estate. Her eyes widened as she read about veins of shiny minerals that could be worth a great deal. She could not believe her luck. The estate was not only beautiful, it was valuable in ways she had never imagined. The journals also described hidden rooms and passages beneath the house. The writer had carefully mapped the property, marking areas where minerals could be found. Maya realized that the red marks on the map in the study were connected to these writings. She felt a mixture of excitement and responsibility. This discovery could change her life and provide a secure future for her child. Maya spent the rest of the morning examining the basement. She found tools that looked like they had been used for mining or digging. Some crates contained stones that glittered faintly even in the dim light. She carefully collected a few pieces and placed them in a cloth bag. She did not want to disturb too much, but she felt certain that there was much more to discover. After hours in the basement, Maya decided to explore the garden and the surrounding land. The morning was clear, and the sunlight made the estate look even more magical. She walked along the overgrown paths, noticing statues, fountains, and old benches. She followed the lines on the map, tracing the areas marked in red. Some areas seemed ordinary, but others had unusual rocks and small depressions in the ground. As she moved further from the house, she noticed a small hill in the back of the estate. The map indicated a marking here. Maya felt her heart quicken. She climbed the hill carefully, her shoes brushing against the grass and wildflowers. At the top, she saw a flat area with several large stones arranged in a circle. She knelt down and examined the ground. There were signs that the soil had been disturbed long ago. Maya remembered the journals and realized that this could be one of the locations mentioned. She carefully dug with her hands and the small tools she had found in the basement. After some effort, she uncovered a piece of rock that shone in the sunlight. It was heavier than normal, and it had a metallic glimmer. Maya's hands trembled. This was no ordinary stone. She could feel that it was valuable. Excited, Maya continued to dig in the area. She found more stones with the same metallic shine. Her mind raced with possibilities. She remembered the words from the letters about minerals buried in veins beneath the estate. She realized that she had found the beginning of something important. Maya carefully placed the stones in her bag and planned to study them more closely later. As she worked, Maya thought about her future. She had been worried about raising a child alone, about money, and about finding a safe home. Now everything seemed different. The estate was not only a home, but it also held resources that could provide security and opportunity. She felt a sense of hope that she had not felt in years. After several hours, Maya returned to the house. She cleaned the stones and examined them in the sunlight coming through the windows. Their metallic shine was beautiful. She could see small patterns in the rocks as if they held secrets of the earth itself. Maya knew she would need experts to understand exactly what they were, but she felt certain that they were valuable. The next day, Maya decided to explore more of the estate's underground passages. She returned to the hidden staircase in the study and descended into the basement. This time, she explored a narrow passageway she had not noticed before. The passage was dark and cold, but Maya carried a lantern she had found in one of the rooms. The light flickered as she moved deeper, revealing walls lined with stone and markings similar to the ones on the map. Maya followed the passage for some time. It led to a larger chamber beneath the house. The chamber was empty except for several crates and barrels. She opened a crate and discovered more stones similar to the ones she had found outside. Some were rough, while others had been partially shaped. She could feel the weight and energy of the stones in her hands. The estate's secrets were becoming clearer. Maya realized that her relative had carefully hidden these resources. The letters and journals had been written to guide her, but they required effort and courage to follow. She admired the wisdom of the person who had planned everything so long ago. Maya felt connected to her family's history in a way she had never expected. She spent the afternoon cataloging the stones and examining the passageways. The estate seemed alive, full of history and hidden knowledge. Maya thought about her baby and imagined a future where the estate provided not only a home, but also opportunities for growth and learning. She felt a strong sense of responsibility to protect the place and to uncover its secrets carefully. As the sun began to set, Maya climbed back to the upper floors of the house. She placed the stones in a safe corner of her room and cleaned herself after the long day. She looked out the window and saw the gardens bathed in golden light. The estate seemed peaceful, but she knew that it held many mysteries still waiting to be discovered. Maya spent the evening reading the journals again. She noticed references to specific minerals that were rare and valuable. The writing suggested that these minerals could be used in science, construction, and other industries. Maya felt a mixture of excitement and wonder. She realized that her life was about to change in ways she could never have imagined. That night, as Maya lay in bed, she thought about the discoveries she had made. She had found valuable stones, hidden passages, and a connection to her family's past. The estate was no longer just an old house. It was a place of opportunity, knowledge, and hope. Maya felt determined to uncover every secret, protect her inheritance, and create a safe and happy life for her child. She closed her eyes and imagined the days ahead. There would be challenges, but she felt ready. The estate had chosen her as its guardian, and she would honor that responsibility. Maya knew that the journey had only just begun, but she was filled with courage, excitement, and hope for the future. Maya woke early the next morning with the excitement of discovery still in her mind. The estate felt different now. It was not just an old house filled with memories. It was a place of possibilities and secrets waiting to be revealed. She dressed quickly and went down to the basement, eager to continue her exploration. The morning air was cool, and the sunlight streamed through the tall windows, lighting the dust in the air like golden particles. Maya carried a small notebook, intending to document everything she found. She moved carefully among the crates and barrels. The metallic stones she had discovered yesterday glimmered faintly in the early light. Her hands trembled slightly as she lifted one and held it closer. She recalled the letters and journals she had found. They mentioned veins of minerals buried deep beneath the estate. The notes suggested that some minerals were rare and valuable, and they could be used in science and industry. Maya realized that she was not only inheriting a home, but also a fortune hidden beneath the land. Her heart raced with excitement, but she remained calm. She knew she had to be careful. Maya decided to follow the passages she had found yesterday. The hidden staircase in the study led to a narrow passageway that extended beyond the basement. She carried a lantern and moved slowly, examining the walls for markings or clues. She noticed small symbols carved into the stone, similar to those on the map she had studied. Her curiosity grew as she realized that her relative had left a careful trail for her to follow. After some time, Maya reached a larger chamber. The room was empty except for a few crates and several loose stones scattered across the floor. She knelt down and examined the stones. They were heavy, metallic, and had a faint shine that reflected the lantern light. Maya realized that this chamber was part of a larger network of underground rooms, all carefully hidden. She began to document everything in her notebook. She sketched the layout of the chamber and noted the positions of the crates and stones. As she wrote, she thought about how these minerals could change her life. She imagined her baby growing up in the estate, safe and happy. The thought gave her courage and determination. Maya spent hours exploring the passageways and chambers. She found more metallic stones and signs of old tools used for digging and shaping the minerals. It was clear that her relative had been careful in collecting and storing these resources. Maya felt a deep connection to the past, as if she was walking in the footsteps of someone she admired. By midday, Maya had collected several stones and placed them carefully in a cloth bag. She returned to the upper floors of the house to examine them more closely. The sunlight through the windows revealed their true beauty. Some had golden hues while others sparkled with silver or reddish tones. She had never seen anything like them before. She realized that the estate was not only a home but also a source of incredible wealth. She thought about the possibilities, paying off debts, securing a future for her child, and improving the estate itself. Maya felt a mixture of excitement and responsibility. She knew that the minerals were valuable, but they were also fragile and needed careful handling. After a short break, Maya returned to the garden. She wanted to explore the areas marked in red on the map outside the house. She packed a small bag with tools and lanterns, determined to investigate. The sun was high and the garden was filled with light and color. Birds sang in the trees and the wind moved the leaves in gentle patterns. Maya felt at peace, but her mind was focused on discovery. She followed the map to a clearing at the edge of the estate. The ground here was different from the rest of the garden. Small stones with metallic glimmers peeked through the soil. Maya knelt down and began to dig carefully. The soil was soft, and soon she uncovered a small vein of minerals. Her hand shook with excitement. This was exactly what the letters had described. Maya continued to dig, uncovering more veins of minerals. She realized that the estate had been carefully designed to hide these treasures. Her relative had worked diligently, and now it was her turn to uncover the secrets. She felt a strong sense of purpose. Every discovery was a step closer to understanding the full value of the estate. Hours passed and Maya's bag grew heavier with stones. She paused to rest and look at the surrounding land. The estate was quiet, peaceful, and beautiful. She imagined herself walking through these paths with her child in the future, sharing stories about the discoveries beneath the earth. The thought filled her with hope and joy. When Maya returned to the house, she placed the minerals on a table in the study. She cleaned them carefully and examined each one. Their metallic colors were beautiful, and she could see patterns and veins in the stones that made them unique. She realized that these minerals were rare and likely worth a fortune. The estate was not just a home, it was a treasure hidden in plain sight. Maya spent the evening reading the journals again. The writing suggested that the estate had more than just minerals. There were hidden rooms, old documents, and perhaps other valuable items that had been carefully stored. Maya felt a mixture of excitement and responsibility. She knew that she had to continue exploring and documenting everything. She thought about the future and the life she wanted for her child. The discovery of the minerals could provide security and comfort. It could also allow her to preserve the estate and its history. Maya felt determined to honor the legacy of her relative while creating a new life for herself and her baby. That night, Maya lay in bed, thinking about the discoveries. She imagined the passages beneath the house and the veins of minerals waiting to be uncovered. She felt a mixture of wonder and anticipation. The estate was full of secrets, and she had just begun to uncover them. She knew that the coming days would bring more discoveries and challenges. The minerals beneath the estate were valuable, but they were only the beginning. Maya felt ready to face whatever came next. She was determined to protect the estate, explore its secrets, and create a safe and happy life for her child. Maya closed her eyes and imagined the future. She saw herself walking through the gardens, exploring the passages and discovering new veins of minerals. She saw her child playing in the sunlight, safe and happy. She felt a deep sense of hope and purpose. The estate had given her a new beginning, and she was ready to embrace it fully. The estate was no longer just an inheritance. It was a world of possibilities, a place where history, wealth, and hope came together. Maya felt a strong connection to the past and a deep responsibility for the future. She knew that she had been chosen to uncover the secrets of the estate and protect its treasures. As she drifted to sleep, Maya felt a sense of excitement and determination. The hidden wealth beneath the estate was only the beginning. There were mysteries still waiting to be discovered, passages yet to be explored, and treasures yet to be revealed. She knew that her life and the life of her child would change forever. Maya woke early again, her mind full of thoughts about the minerals she had discovered beneath the estate. She felt a sense of excitement mixed with responsibility. The estate was no longer just a home. It was a treasure filled with secrets and wealth that could change her life completely. She prepared her tools and notebooks, ready to continue her exploration. The sun was bright in the sky as she stepped outside. The gardens and pathways glowed in the morning light. Birds sang among the trees, and the wind carried a gentle fragrance of flowers. Maya walked across the estate, thinking carefully about where she would begin. She had already found one vein of minerals outside, and several valuable stones in the basement. She felt certain there was more waiting to be discovered. Maya decided to follow the map closely. The red marks indicated areas both around the house and further into the surrounding woods. She packed her bag with tools, lanterns, and a small lunch. Her determination was strong. She knew that uncovering these secrets required patience, careful observation, and courage. Her first stop was a small grove near the edge of the estate. The ground here was uneven and dotted with large stones. Maya began to dig in the areas marked on the map. After some time, she uncovered several metallic stones, similar to the ones she had found before. They were heavy and glimmered faintly in the sunlight. She carefully placed them in her bag, her hands trembling with excitement. As she worked, Maya noticed patterns in the rocks and soil. She realized that the minerals were not randomly placed. They formed veins that extended under the estate and into the nearby woods. This meant that the estate's value was far greater than she had first imagined. Her heart raced as she considered the possibilities. Maya spent hours in the grove, uncovering several more veins of minerals. She paused occasionally to rest and drink water, but her mind was focused on the discoveries. The estate seemed alive with history and purpose. She thought about her baby and the life she wanted to provide. Each stone she found brought her closer to a secure future. By midday, Maya decided to explore the woods beyond the estate. The trees were tall and thick, and sunlight filtered through the leaves in golden patterns. She followed the lines on the map and found several small clearings. Each clearing had stones with metallic glimmers partially buried in the soil. Maya knelt carefully, digging and examining each stone. She was amazed at the quantity and quality of the minerals she was finding. The further she went into the woods, the larger the veins became. Maya realized that the estate's hidden wealth extended far beyond the house itself. The land surrounding it was also rich with resources. She felt a mixture of awe and determination. She knew that this discovery could provide security for herself and her child for many years. After several hours, Maya returned to the estate, her bag full of stones and her mind full of plans. She cleaned the minerals and examined them in the sunlight. The colors were brilliant. Some were golden, some silver, and others had reddish or bluish tones. Each stone was unique, and together they formed a collection of incredible beauty and value. Maya knew that she needed help to understand the full scale of the minerals. She decided to contact a geologist, someone who could verify their type and worth. She wanted to be careful and discreet. The estate had secrets that needed protection, and she could not risk anyone taking advantage of them. The next day, a geologist arrived.
His name was Daniel, a kind man with years of experience in studying minerals and rocks.
Maya showed him the stones she had collected and the passages she had discovered beneath the house. Daniel examined each stone carefully, taking notes and making sketches. He asked questions, and Maya explained everything she had found. After several hours, Daniel looked at Maya with amazement. He explained that the stones were rare minerals, some of which were extremely valuable. The veins beneath the estate were extensive, and their worth could be measured in millions. Maya listened in disbelief. She had never imagined that the estate could be this valuable. Daniel also examined the passages beneath the house and the areas outside. He confirmed that the estate was rich with resources. The combination of rare minerals and the size of the land made it a unique property. Maya felt a mixture of pride and responsibility. She knew that she had inherited something truly remarkable. As the days passed, Maya continued her exploration with Daniel's guidance. They carefully mapped the mineral veins, documented the locations, and ensured that the stones were handled with care. Maya learned a great deal about geology and mining. She felt empowered by the knowledge and proud of her discoveries. While exploring the estate, Maya noticed signs that others might also be interested in the property. She found footprints near the edge of the woods and noticed people observing the house from a distance. Maya realized that the estate's value could attract attention. She decided to take precautions. She strengthened the locks, hid the more valuable stones, and carefully documented everything. Maya also began to restore parts of the estate. She cleaned the gardens, repaired broken fences, and ensured that the house was secure. She wanted the estate to be a safe and beautiful place for her child. She spent long hours working, but she felt happy and fulfilled. The estate was becoming a home, a place of history, beauty, and opportunity. Despite her busy schedule, Maya made time to rest and reflect. She sat by the large windows in the study, looking out at the gardens and the woods. She thought about the discoveries, the minerals, and the hidden passages. She realized that the estate held a story of dedication and careful planning. Her relative had left these treasures for her, trusting her to protect and use them wisely. Maya also thought about her baby. She imagined holding her child in the gardens, walking along the paths and sharing the wonders of the estate. The thought filled her with joy and hope. She knew that the discoveries beneath the estate were not only valuable in terms of wealth, but also in terms of creating a future filled with security, learning, and happiness. As the sun set, Maya reviewed her notes and the map. She realized that there were still areas of the estate left unexplored. Some parts of the woods were dense, and other sections of the underground passages remained a mystery. She felt a mixture of excitement and determination. There were still secrets waiting to be discovered, and she was ready to uncover them. Maya understood that the estate was more than a home or a source of wealth. It was a connection to the past, a gift for the future, and a responsibility to protect and preserve. She felt a deep sense of purpose. The estate had chosen her as its guardian, and she would honor that role with care and courage. That night, Maya sat by the window, looking at the stars above the estate. She felt a strong sense of peace and determination. The minerals and hidden passages were only the beginning. The estate held more secrets, more history, and more opportunities than she had ever imagined. She knew that the coming days would bring new challenges and discoveries. Maya closed her eyes, imagining the estate filled with light, life, and happiness. She saw herself walking through the gardens, exploring the passages, and uncovering new veins of minerals. She saw her child playing safely in the sunlight, surrounded by the beauty and history of the estate. She felt a deep sense of hope, pride, and excitement for the future. The estate was no longer just an inheritance. It was a world of possibilities, a place where history, wealth, and hope came together. Maya knew that she had been entrusted with something remarkable. She felt ready to face whatever challenges and discoveries awaited her. She knew that her life and the life of her child would change forever. Maya woke early, her heart filled with purpose. She had spent weeks exploring the estate, uncovering minerals, hidden passages, and treasures left by her distant relative. Now she felt ready to discover the final secrets of the land and secure a future for herself and her child. The estate was no longer just a home. It was a world full of possibilities, and Maya was determined to uncover every part of it. She began the day in the study, reviewing the notes and maps she had collected. The red markings indicated areas she had not yet explored, both outside and beneath the house. Maya carefully planned her route. She wanted to make sure that she did not miss anything valuable or important. She packed tools, lanterns, and a small bag for minerals and headed outside. The morning sun filled the gardens with light. Maya walked along the paths she had cleared, past fountains, statues, and overgrown benches. She felt a mixture of excitement and calm. The estate seemed alive, as if it were welcoming her efforts and discoveries. Birds sang among the trees, and the wind whispered gently through the leaves. Maya felt connected to the land and the history it held. She followed the map to a dense section of the woods that she had not explored before. The ground was uneven and small streams crossed her path. Maya carefully navigated the terrain, keeping her eyes on the map and the surroundings. She noticed unusual patterns in the soil, small rocks glinting in the sunlight, and faint signs of previous digging. Her heart beat faster with anticipation. After hours of careful exploration, Maya found a small hill covered with moss and shrubs. She cleared the plants and began to dig carefully. Soon she uncovered a larger vein of minerals than she had seen before. The stones were heavy and glimmered in gold, silver, and reddish tones. Maya's hands trembled with excitement. She realized that this was one of the main veins her relative had described in the journals. She worked carefully, removing the stones and documenting their locations. Maya knew that the wealth beneath the estate was extraordinary, but she remained cautious. The minerals were valuable, and she wanted to ensure that they were preserved and used wisely. She planned to keep them safe until she could fully understand their worth and potential. After several hours, Maya returned to the house with her discoveries. She cleaned the minerals and examined them in the sunlight. Their brilliance amazed her. Each stone was unique, and together they formed a collection of incredible beauty and value. Maya felt a deep sense of accomplishment. She had uncovered the hidden wealth of the estate, and she knew that her life would change forever. Maya spent the next days carefully exploring the remaining areas marked on the map. She discovered more passages beneath the house, hidden chambers, and small caches of minerals. Each discovery added to her understanding of the estate and its treasures. She documented everything in her notebook, drawing sketches and taking careful notes. Her efforts were meticulous and precise. As she explored, Maya realized that the estate was more than a source of wealth. It was a connection to her family's history, a place of learning and discovery. She felt a deep sense of responsibility to preserve it and use its resources wisely. The estate had been entrusted to her, and she intended to honor that trust. One afternoon, Maya explored a section of the underground passages that led to a small cavern. The walls of the cavern were lined with mineral veins, and the floor was covered with stones that glimmered in the lantern light. Maya carefully examined the cavern and realized that this was the heart of the estate's hidden wealth. She felt a mixture of awe and gratitude. She knew that the cavern contained enough minerals to provide security for her child and herself for many years. Maya carefully collected a few of the stones to study further, leaving the rest undisturbed. She wanted to ensure that the estate remained intact and protected. The sense of responsibility filled her with determination and purpose. Over the following weeks, Maya continued to explore and catalog the estate's treasures. She worked with Daniel, the geologist, to verify the minerals and understand their value. They confirmed that the estate contained rare and valuable resources that could be worth billions. Maya felt a mixture of amazement and responsibility. She knew that her discoveries could change her life, but she also knew that they required careful management and protection. Maya also focused on restoring the estate. She repaired parts of the house, cleaned the gardens, and ensured that the property was secure. She planted new flowers and trees, creating a welcoming environment for her child. The estate began to feel alive, full of history, beauty, and opportunity. Maya felt proud of her efforts and happy with the progress she had made. One evening, Maya sat by the window in the study, looking at the sunset over the estate. She thought about her journey, from the day she received the letter to the discoveries beneath the house and in the land around it. She felt a deep sense of accomplishment and hope. The estate had changed her life, providing not only wealth but also a home, a sense of purpose, and a connection to her family's history. Maya imagined the future with her child. She saw them walking through the gardens, exploring the estate together and learning about the history and treasures beneath the land. The thought filled her with joy and determination. She knew that she had created a safe and beautiful environment for her child to grow and thrive. The following days were filled with careful planning. Maya consulted experts to understand the minerals and their uses. She documented everything meticulously and ensured that the estate's treasures were protected. She felt a strong sense of responsibility and pride. The inheritance was not only a gift but also a challenge, and she was determined to meet it with care and wisdom. Maya also welcomed neighbors and friends to the estate, sharing some of its beauty while keeping the hidden wealth protected. She wanted the estate to be part of the community, a place of learning, history, and inspiration. The estate became a home not only for Maya and her child, but also for the people who appreciated its beauty and history. As the weeks passed, Maya felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. The estate was secure, the minerals were documented and protected, and the house and gardens were restored. She had uncovered the full scale of the estate's wealth and secrets. She had transformed it from a mysterious inheritance into a home full of life, beauty, and opportunity. On a quiet evening, Maya held her child in her arms while standing in the garden. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the estate. She felt a deep sense of gratitude and hope. The estate had given her more than wealth. It had given her a home, a connection to the past, and a future filled with possibility. Maya knew that her journey was complete, but the estate still held a sense of magic and wonder. She felt ready to face the future, confident that she could protect the land, care for her child, and continue to uncover the history and beauty of the estate. She smiled, knowing that she had created a new beginning, a life full of hope, opportunity, and love. As the stars appeared in the sky, Maya walked through the gardens. Feeling the soft grass under her feet and the cool evening air on her face, she felt a sense of belonging, knowing that the estate was now truly her home. The hidden wealth beneath the land was secured and her future was bright. Maya had transformed an unexpected inheritance into a life full of promise and happiness. She looked up at the house, its tall towers glowing in the moonlight, and felt a deep connection to her family's past and the generations to come. The estate was no longer just a building. It was a symbol of hope, discovery, and new beginnings. Maya knew that she had been entrusted with something remarkable, and she had fulfilled that trust with care, courage, and determination. The estate had given her more than wealth or security. It had given her a home filled with history, beauty, and life. It had given her a sense of purpose and a chance to create a future for her child full of love and opportunity. Maya felt at peace, ready to embrace the life she had built and the adventures that awaited her in the years to come.